Hey everybody, I wanted to say peace and love to everybody that's out there. It's your brother Ernest. I wanted to go ahead and dive right into what's going on out in Maui. Peace and love to all the natives and everybody out there that's lost loved ones. Uh, Out there to the big wildfire. If you haven't heard already, at the time of this recording, 96 people have died. Uh, at that fire, and and there's more missing, and it's heartbreaking that this fire is has taken so many lives and has devastated so much on that island. Um, the thing that gets me most about this is that there's no true understanding of what caused this fire as of yet. Um, there's a lot that's being investigated into it, but there's also a lot of people who are out there, trying to put pieces of their lives back together. Um, don't know whether they're going to start fresh or going to have to move or going to have to leave. But the thing about this entire disaster is that this has gotten some play in the media. And when I say some, it's got a few headlines for a few minutes, but it's very rarely, talked about. I would say that when I first heard about this, I was in shock that this even happened. I thought there would be I thought this was, started because of some sort of volcanic problems or some natural disaster, but apparently this is just something that nobody knows how it began. Um, but apparently a lot of people have lost a lot of property, and what we gotta understand is when there's a loss like this, there's no way of replacing the loved ones that are gone from their lives or from our lives. It's there's no monetary, there's nothing that can replace that. Uh, so I feel sorry. My heart goes out to those people, um, in trying to put together their lives. But the media did hardly anything to go ahead and talk about it. Now this was played out a lot throughout the media in Hawaii and on the West Coast, to talk about it. But as far as anywhere else, like gaining national recognition, this will be talked about for about maybe 5 minutes, not even 10 minutes, and it was just thrown to the side. Now today, the media went ahead and found Biden, who was vacationing on his beach home in Delaware, and when they asked him about the devastation that was done out there in Maui, he was said no comment. All he had to really say is hearing about the tragedy and learning about it, a couple days ago. We're trying to do everything we can to bring relief efforts to the people out there. We're totally sorry about what has happened, um, but rest assured, help is on the way. That's all he had to say. But no, he went ahead and went the no comment route and jumped in his SUV and had his bodyguards and drove off. Um, the fact that this fire went on the way it did, um, firefighters try to do everything they can on the island to try and help people, try to rescue people, but the blaze and the way it was going, it was too much. There's pictures of people trying to get off the island, and for some reason, traffic came to a standstill. There were, you know, the people were having to jump off the island and into the water. And I remember there was a video that was kind of disturbing. There was a snorkel boat that was probably about a mile or probably that was about a mile from the dock, that was doing recreational, that had people out there doing recreational snorkeling. Really? You couldn't pull in and, try to help the people. You could have gotten maybe, a dozen people on there and try to, put them on somewhere else, or try to coordinate, some sort of rescue. You couldn't, do anything. But no, nothing of that, nothing that ilk came about. There's been no, we haven't seen any pictures of any form of, military rescue. The Coast Guard, supposedly is on, has been on standby. Um, and what I mean by standby, and I don't know what that really means the to most of the civilian people, but when a in military terms, because I'm a veteran, I served. When when you have a squadron or military that goes on standby, they are ready for action. Everybody's called back in. There's no leave. Everybody's called off leave. Everybody's called off. There's no liberty. There's no everybody's called back on base. Everybody's suited, booted, ready to go, just waiting for the call. And I don't know why the call was never put out to go ahead and start helping these people, because I'm pretty sure that things could have been done. Now you have not that far from Maui. Actually, there's a base, Pearl Harbor Naval Station, that sits right there. That's less than 2 hours drive. That is less than 120 miles away from Maui. Okay, you got 8 destroyers. You got about a dozen submarines. You could start. The call could have came in from Washington. Biden could have. All he had to do was pick up a phone, call the Pentagon, and start doing some rescuing. You could have went ahead and sent these destroyers. Start sending in some. Start sending in some subs. Start rescuing people off these islands instead. And start trying to send some sort of medical aid. In doing something, but you did nothing. Nothing. But sit there and probably sip some tea and do whatever you do. Nobody knows what you did, but the fact that there's a lackadaisical attitude towards rescuing these people, toward helping these people. Are you serious? These are fellow Americans. These are people of the, more importantly, the people of the land have been seriously hurt and injured by this. And the fact that, the president of the United States, Joe Biden, has done absolutely nothing. Are you kidding me? This is your response to people in need? But this shouldn't surprise anybody. I know this does not surprise me, because this is what Biden is. Okay? He does not care. Absolutely. And this keeps on going and going and going. To let people know that, him and his ilk don't give a damn about the people. All right? And now you got this, you got no response. Matter of fact, there's been people who've been trying to privately do their own rescue efforts, since nobody's coming to there's no federal aid. There's no other aid. But it seems like the corporatists and corporations and the businesses are trying to make whatever money they can off of this, trying to profit off of this, so they can recover whatever from the losses on the island, which is sad. Why as a corporations, you make billions on top of billions of dollars? Why are corporations trying to make money off of people's devastation, loss, misery? This should not be an American way, but unfortunately, this is what it's come down to: is these people, all they care about is money. That's it. And the fact that that these people are, now word is coming out that you can't even deliver propane, food, medical supplies, anything on the island. To these people have burnt out that ended up staying there. Um, it's they're being starved out. There's no water. You know, people talk about, oh, but you got ocean water, dude. Do you know what kind of purification system you have to drink ocean water? You just can't drink straight ocean water. Okay, that's salt water. All right, people's insides would dehydrate and die, and it's just mind blowing of what's going on, and I'm beside myself with this because this should not be happening. You also have Travis Air Force Base. I know about Travis Air Force Base because that's where I grew up, out there in Oakland, California. You're telling me one of the largest Air Force bases out there on the West Coast could not, Biden, once again, talking about Biden, could have called up the Pentagon and could have said, hey, send some relief efforts, send some cargo planes, send some C5, send a C5, send some, some military cargo out there to rescue some of them people, send out your firefighting trucks. You could have done that to help the people, but instead you've done nothing. These are the resources that you have, but you rather send people off to, other places. You rather go and try to save people off in other places and, overseas and help. And you want to send aid to Ukraine, billions of dollars to Ukraine, but you don't give a damn about the people in Hawaii. You don't give a damn about the people here. You don't give a damn about the people devastated. And that's not right. No. The people here should have been first on your list. They should have been absolutely first. But instead, you, Joe Biden, have completely ignored the people, and you want people to go ahead and help you, become, the president of the United States. You know what? The hell with that, man. The people on the island should not forget about this, and the fact that Biden has done absolutely nothing. What in the world is this? What in the world does this mean? Well, it means a lot. It means that, Biden and his fellow Democrats who have who have absolutely, remained silent during this whole disaster. They don't give a fuck about what's going on. The lieutenant governor who's been out there, she's been more active, more forward front in talking about what's been happening and trying to get help and trying to get aid and letting people know what's going on. She's been trying to hold a strong face. While the lieutenant governor is, while the governor is out there, he's doing whatever, but the lieutenant governor, she's trying to put up a brave face for her people on the islands. But I will say it's the whole thing is just truly disgusting that Biden has done absolutely nothing to help these people. And this should stay and this should stay in your forever minds on how Biden and the Democrats and politicians don't give a flying fuck about people. They really truly don't. And the people on that island, especially the indigenous people, are truly suffering because no help is coming to from any from the one place that talks about we help everybody. No, the fuck you don't. You help Ukraine. That's what you do. You gave over $113 billion to Ukraine. That's what you do. That's what the United States is. Listen, I'm Brother Ernest. You guys stay safe. Peace.